I think when you take a big position, you're always going to be a little bit emotional. Um, the question is, will you let it affect your judgment, or will you harness that emotional energy into something productive? Because if one of the biggest downsides I find of being over focused on a trade is that it ruins your productivity on everything else. No, Melania is behaving fairly normally. No, I flinch. I mean, I have the same tapeitis as everybody else. If I'm in a big position and it's not, especially if it's not going for me, I'll start to stare at the tape and stare at the quote when I could be working. You find, I really believe in this, and I hope everyone's paying attention. I believe that if you make a list of all the stocks in your industry, here's 444 biotech companies right here, and you look at all of them, you will find the best five and worst five, best 10, worst 10. Because if you're a decent analyst, it'll just jump out at you and it'll be obvious. So the key is you have to spend all of your time studying all of the stocks. What a lot of people do is the opposite. They don't look through all 444 stocks. They look through maybe four. And then they find one they like, they buy it, and they stare at it forever. And they don't ever look at the rest of the 440 stocks that they're supposed to. They just looked at the four, and I'm being generous with some people. And, that's the big folly with investors. They don't want to look through all of the garbage bins at the garage sale. And you got to look and look and look. And what often happens is somebody looks and they say, oh, look at this little trinket. It's probably worth $10 and I could buy it for $3. And then in the next garbage bin over, there's a original copy of the Declaration of Independence for $20. That's worth $2 million. And all they had to do is not be lazy and keep looking. And yes, exactly. People think of it as, oh, that's my precious stock. I have to take care of it like it's a little baby chicken. Cuddle it and bathe it. Like, come on, it's really not that special, and you could probably find a stock you like even more. But people don't want to do that. Front end culture is good. There's a lot of good front end people. I probably talk to front end more than anybody. The boss is a guy named Fat Cat. He's a really good front end guy. Very sensible design too. Works very hard. Has good instincts. We could use it like a designer, but we've never had really a designer. Yeah, Fat Cat's cool. But, there's a lot of room on front end for more help. We especially need people to sort of design new components. If you're starting your career in finance, my advice is to just be humble. Not too humble, but, work as hard as you can. And, trust that you don't know everything. I think that's really important. You just don't know everything. And you can still be helpful to your company and to your own career, but take your time with your career. Yeah, so Bill Gates came out and said crypto has no utility. And to me, I think that's really important. You have one of the greatest technologists ever in Bill Gates, and somebody who's a bit of a historian of technology. Now, Bill hasn't gotten everything right in his career, but you know, he's arguably the most successful capitalist of all time. And if I made a list of the top 5 or 10 people uh, that I would ask for, their opinion on, whether this is good or bad, Bitcoin is useful or not, I would ask Warren Buffett, Bill Gates. I'd get a panel of people, and 2 of those people, Buffett and Gates, have told you it's not that useful. I really like stablecoins, and I like a lot of the things going on in crypto, but the Bill Gates and Epstein really don't have much to do with each other, and I don't know what that has to do with his technology, his views on technology. I mean, it's indisputable. The guy created a $3 trillion company. All the other noise is, whatever. No, that's not necessarily true, JJ. Gates diversified, but he also invested in a lot of other smart stuff with the profits. So I wouldn't assume Gates underperformed. Yeah, I think it's important to keep that in mind, that both Gates and Buffett are kind of giving more off the cuff opinions. I don't think they've necessarily have studied Bitcoin too much, but I don't know. I still think that's not a good thing. Yeah, no, that story is true in essence, Don. Yeah, it's hard to argue with Microsoft's track record. Gates has a lot of funds and people he has money with, so you know, I think one of his guys was short Tesla. Yeah, yeah, I think Bitcoin's a little suspect at this price. $2 trillion is a lot for an asset.